All right. Mic check, mic check, mic check, mic check. If y'all can hear me, everything is cool. Let me know. Let me know. Mic check, check. Mic check, mic check. What's up, y'all? Mic check. If y'all can hear me, let me know. Everything is good in the hood. Peace. Mic check, mic check. Mic check, mic check. All right. Peace to the family. So this is going to be a great discussion here. And this is episode 1 of a master class that we're going to have, mastering AI before someone masters you with AI. All right, thank you. All right, so this video is going to be a Chat GPT tutorial. I see y'all using Chat GPT. I see y'all. I see y'all acting like y'all smart with Chat GPT posting it, and it be so long and robotic. Something with resilience and the unwavering. I see y'all. Y'all know who y'all are. Posting with Chat GPT. Peace, peace to everybody. Okay, so in this tutorial, I'm gonna run over a couple techniques for everyone so you can truly express your idea and not the computer expressing a computer a calculation idea. All right, I'm so serious. This is about being original. This is about being who you are, right? It's about expressing, what the universe has provided for you. So if we're going to do that, we're going to do it the right way. So in this discussion, I'm going to go over a couple things with Chat GPT that I think you should know. And if you like, you can actually get the book because it's a curriculum for this. I see Allie, everybody like, Allie knows AI. This is crazy. Where's the curriculum at? Because obviously we need a curriculum in order to study these things. All right. So in this discussion, I want to talk about different techniques that everyone should be utilizing when they're on Chat GPT. All right. Okay. So talk to the bot, Master Chat GPT. All right. So first of all, understand the model, how to use, tone, and train GPT. All right. So we're going to go over prompting framework. The most crucial step is to structure your request using detailed framework to get the best results. This framework includes, I'm going to show y'all, it's basically 6 steps to this. If when you are prompting Chat GPT, okay, don't go on there and say, write me a book. Please don't do that. Write me a book about spirituality and then put your tag on it. Please don't do that. It's not going to work. I'm just telling you. It's not going to come out how you think it's going to come out. All right? So you have to know the 6-part framework when you are working with Chat GPT. All right? So don't go on there and say what is uh what is the color green or something like that. I don't know. You shouldn't be you should be more detailed with what you're talking about. I see a lot of people when they go on there, they kind of treat it like Google, and it's not Google. Even though it is I'm gonna say this is gonna be something that's gonna replace the internet. It's gonna be like an augmented intelligence. My prediction, you heard it here first. It's going to be like an augmented intelligence that's all over that everyone can tap into. So serious. That's what's coming to us. All right. So we got to know the 6-part framework when we talk about prompt engineering. All right. So again, it's the role, the context, the task, the format, the rules, and also you got to give it examples. All right, again, if you want to write this down, it's the role, it's the context, it's the task, it's the format, it's the rules, and then you have to give it an example. Yo, I'm trying to tell you, it is spit out anything. And if you just really gullible, you'll accept what it gives you, because a lot of us are lazy. We don't want to research, and we don't understand that the computer at times hallucinates. A computer hallucinates. What's the definition of hallucination? Think about this. I'm gonna give you all the definition of how the computer hallucinates so you can understand it simple. So you won't make the computer hallucinate. Look, let's say I say, um, let's go have, let's go have, what's the next sentence you might say? You might say fun. You might say, let's go have fun. That might be the next thing. I just read your mind, Lazarus. I just read your mind. No, it's a predictable outcome. It's like mathematics based on a predictable outcome. Like, for instance, based on the context of where we are. Wherever we are, we might be like, I might say, let's go have, and then you already would think in your mind and say, fun. If I'm sitting at a dinner table and I say, let's have, you might say something to eat. Or let's have, I'm at the bar, you might say, let's have something to drink. That's the context. This is very important to pay attention when you're dictating or when you're prompt engineering Chat GPT. You got to know the context. So that would be like the background. Okay. So you can make it hallucinate by not having the context of the discussion. All right. So this is a new form of spirituality. And this was actually, I'm telling you, when I went into AI, when I went into college for at the ACE Institute of Technology, man, people said I was stupid for going into school for these things. And I just knew it was the future. And even when I was talking about it in spirituality, people said I was stupid for talking about it. I talked about this long ago, man. I'm gonna tell y'all, man, y'all can see videos from 2017 when I started talking about the AI. All right. This has been a discussion, a topic of discussion with the Messiah Code. All right. So you need to know the six parts, the six core effective frameworks, uh, to prompt and framework. Excuse me. So that's the role, the context, the task, the format, and the rules. All right. So when we think about the when we think about the role, so you gotta like tell it what it is. You know, some people like a lot of times. Let's say if you asking it something about a gym, or you asking it something about a science, it's not good to just get on there and say, yo, well, what is the molecular structure of such and such, and then you also talking about spirituality with something else. It's going to hallucinate. It doesn't know what you're talking about. All right, I'm gonna keep it real. It'll try to combine these thoughts in a certain type of way of predictability. All right, and I'm gonna show y'all how to control the predictability and the unpredictability response in this discussion if you stick around. All right, so let's say you got to give it a role, like a role. So let's say you might say, okay, you're a coach, you are a scientist, you are a McDonald's burger flipper. You know how to flip burgers at McDonald's. You just got a job at McDonald's. You like, hold up, man. I want to know how to flip these burgers better than anybody at McDonald's. So you just say, instead of watching the AI video, YouTube video, you might say to the AI, you are a McDonald's burger flipper and you know how to flip burgers the best. What technique should I use to flip the burgers and be mindful of how I should pay attention to these burgers? I'm just saying, for real, just any simple thing like that. You are a carpenter. Yo, you know how to construct the best buildings. This is the role. Understand this. Get this in your head, please. When you are prompt engineering, you got to remember like, man, you are either programming or you are getting programmed. All right. So you said Chat GPT finna make 85% jobs in the next 15 years. Mofo better start learning it if you want to survive in this economy. That is correct, brother Jamal Harris. That is so correct. You need to know it. Not only that, you need to be proficient in at least 30 different AIs. Keep it real. If you are not proficient in at least 30 different AIs, then what are we talking about here? Get in my class. Keep it real. Get in my class if you are not proficient in at least 30 different AIs. Because a lot of people, y'all want to be stars. That's what y'all want to. Y'all want all the attention and y'all want to be so smart. But you know what? Y'all don't want to build things. Y'all don't want to utilize this stuff to build machines. Y'all don't want to utilize this stuff to solve our problem. This is what they fear. Do you hear me? This is what they truly fear. It's not anything else. It's the fact that you go to your garden, you go to your land, and you say, man, yo, I need to figure out how to cultivate this and make it work for me. And I need to make it feed my people. So you go to the AI because not you go into the AI, you go into human beings that have inserted their intelligence in a depository. Do you get it? You're going to an intelligence depository where human beings have all the human beings of the world and of whatever year to date have dumped their intelligence in the training model. Man. Generative pre-trained transformer. That's what a GPT stands for. Generative pre-trained transformer. Pay attention. That means it can generate from pre-trained data off its transformers. The transformers is how basically it utilizes its predictions. It utilizes predictions. All right. That's why I say it's predictable. So you got to know the context. So provide the background. Don't just like, okay, you gave it a role. Now you got to give it the background. You got to tell it the background of the situation. You got to be like, yo, basically, like I was saying, we are in a what I was saying. Oh, we're in, let's say I'll talk about we're about to have fun, right? You know, we're at the park. So if we're at the park, you would probably think that we're going to have fun. You know what I'm saying? If you, in the context of the discussion, you would probably think we're going to have fun. So let's say if you talking about you gave it a role, you gave Chat GPT a role, right? And far as the role, you told it like you are a master kung fu art. You are a master kung fu person. You are a master kung fu person. All right. So now you tell it the context, which is the background. We're in the dojo. We're in the dojo. You are a scientist. You are a scientist. You are a molecular scientist. We are in the laboratory. And then all of a sudden, the AI is going to know where to get this database. All right. It's going to know where to get its database. It's not going to give you hallucinations. It's not going to give you false information. And I'm going to show you how to turn the temperature up. I'm going to show you how to turn. But the only way you can do that is for real. You got to start moving from the GUI and go into the command line interface. And that's the next level of this. Let me keep it real. That's the next level of utilizing any AI. What you should be utilizing is the API keys in order to just utilize the skills of the AI. For real, and create your own programs, create your own sentient bots that serve your purpose. I mean, keep it real. This is the this is what it is coming down to, and you got to get in the game. You so got to get in this game. All right. Look, look at this. So let me tell you, what basically the end result of this really. You'll most likely create your own robot. What if you can create your own robot that basically handles different things that you need to handle? Things that help you build things like a rocket ship, if you want to build a rocket ship. Help you cultivate things like your land, if you want to cultivate or build a structure because you want to live in your environment. Wouldn't you like to build a robot like that? That's what this is coming down to. That's why you need to start at episode 1, which is kindergarten. This is kindergarten class right now. You keep it real. Because we're going to end up getting building parts for machines. We're going to end up utilizing AI to build parts or create parts for our machines that we have in our minds. All right? This reminds me of a Minecraft. It is. It's totally a Minecraft. And this is the Messiah Code, spiritual conscious evolution for future technology. We've been talking about these things. It was so boring. People wanted to talk about religion. Now that it's a new shogun in town where it's all about AI. Please, come on. We've been talking about this stuff. Everybody high off of AI. Everybody getting high off of AI. All right. So you got to know the role that you're going to give it. All right. You are a scientist. You are a spiritual guru. All right. You are anything I want you to be. All right. And then you got to know the context, which is the background. We are in the laboratory. You are a scientist. We are in the laboratory. You are a NBA basketball player. We are in the gym. All right. We are in the gym. All right. And this is the things that we learning. We've been talking about this. Yes, thank you. So now you got to give it the task. Okay, well, what's the task? Oh man, we got to give it a task because you gave it a role, you knew the context, which is the background of the situation, and then now you got to give it a task to perform. Now you say, oh man, you got to clearly state what you wanted to do. Yo, I want you to build a rocket ship. A rocket ship? Yes, listen. I want you to build a um self vehicle like a drone for myself. I just want a drone that I can sit in and control it like my own vehicle. That's what I want. I want to build that. This is the task. You say, man, yo, you are an aerodynamic engineer. We are in the factory. We are in the factory. Your task is you are the architect of all this. Your task is to help me build a a um a drone that I can drive. I can really drive. I can sit in it and drive it like a car, as big as a car. And I can drive it like a car. And this drone, we don't have to go so high. We can just go like, because I'm scared of heights. I'm so serious. Man, we can just go 20 feet off the ground. That's only how high I want it to go. Because I think I won't die if I'm flying at 20 feet. So this is the task that you're giving it, right? We building a whole situation. So now you got to define the format. Remember, it's the role, the context, the task, and now it's the format. So you got to define the output. That's the format. So you can tell them to put it in a, a, a Word document. You can tell it to put it in a Excel sheet. It depends on what you're doing. You might be like, you are an accountant. Remember, I said this is your role. You are an accountant. The context, man, listen, it's the end of the year. For real? Yes, your task is to calculate my taxes. And then what is the format? The format is I want you to just put it in the chat so I can see it, or put it in a Word document. A lot of times, I'm going to tell you, you got to watch this part, because if you don't tell it the format to put it in, my word, the mother, it will give you anything. It will spit out anything, because you're not telling it what type of format. What is the manifesto of this situation? What is the manifesto? What is the manifesto? Like how I want to manifest it. Man, if I don't tell it that, it would give me a Word document, it would give me a PDF, it would give me all these things that I didn't ask for. It would give me an Excel spreadsheet. I'd be like, man, I didn't even ask for that. I just asked you for all the numbers in Charlotte, North Carolina. I need to know the poverty levels of Charlotte, North Carolina. And they were like, you tell it that without telling it the format, my word, it might do something like give you an Excel spreadsheet, and you be like, with numbers that don't even make sense. You like, huh? Because it don't have the data. It didn't have nothing. It just start pulling whatever, start hallucinating. You're like, what? And you click and you like, man, what? I just wanted to just see the numbers. So a good way I say to format, sometimes I'll be like, yo, put it in the chat. Or I might say, make it a Word document, make it a PDF, make it a PowerPoint, make it a such and such. All right. So that's important too. So now the rules. So the rules of the game, you got to know the constraints. The constraints are very important. So you got to basically tell it what not to do. Give it some rules what not to do. So you might say like a rule not to do. Like a lot of times when I'm on it, I say, man, look, I need you to give me 500 words at least. Don't give me no less than 500 words, because it might give me an outcome that's, it formats it, yeah, the format, but a constraint, it might have a constraint based upon the temperature, because this is another important thing that I'm going to talk about in this discussion. I'm talking about like the temperature, like these just very important. You got to know the temperature and all of this stuff. So another thing is to give it an example. So like, let's say if I'm an error, I might provide it some blueprints. All right. You might provide it some blueprints. If you are constructing a machine, this is, forget all this stuff. Please stop trying to be a star, y'all. Why don't y'all just please start trying to build machines with the machine? This is the best thing I can tell y'all to do. Please stop trying to be a star on social media. Please stop trying to be a YouTube face. I'm so serious. Why don't you just try to solve the world's problem with these things, with these tools? Let me keep it real. So an example is I might give it a blueprint. Now we talking, because I just said you are an aerodynamic engineer. We are in the factory. And then I'm giving you a task. The task is for you to make me a my own flying car. And it's like for real. And then yeah, and then the format is I want you to make a blueprint. Before you the blueprint, I want you to give me the calculations of it in the chat. or you can just put it in a Word document or whatever. Okay, and then the rules and the constraints. Make sure that you follow Florida state laws. I need to follow all Florida laws. I don't want to break the law, but I do want to create my prototype so I can fly. I can have a flying car. All right. And then you give an examples. You go on the internet and go look for freaking blueprints of this. Okay. So this is the 6-part framework that everyone needs to know to master Chat GPT. Whatever you're doing it for. Remember, it's a compository for the world's intelligence. Now, it's many other AIs that we'll talk about. All right, but this is a discussion about Chat GPT, and it will be about, talk to the bot, master key application 1010. Okay, so now, all right, we pretty much went over that. All right, so implement advanced hacks to improve your output. So I'm gonna talk about this. All right, truth detector. Oh yeah, this is the thing that's so key. A truth detector. You know what I mean? Now remember, the AI is based on predictability. So from a philosophical nature, everything that you hear is not always the truth. I'm gonna keep it real. Everything that you hear is not always the truth. So you got to be able to know a truth truth detector. So you gotta so to rate its confidence level to claim for each claim that it makes. Let's say it spit out something, right? You gotta be like basically you tell it, oh man, you got to go back, go check this out, man, and see how truthful this is. See how confident you are about this truth. All right, and keep it real. You got to tell it something like that in order for it to understand the real task. Otherwise, than that, it really doesn't. It'll spit out anything, and we keep it real. So boom. So AI prompt helper. So ask the AI to write or improve the prompt for you. So let's say this is another thing. Let's say you did all of these things: the role, the whatever, the role, the context, the task, the format, and the rules, as well as you provided the examples. Another way to prompt hack is you tell the AI to improve the prompt. This is so funny. This is so funny. Let's say you choppy with your words. I do this all the time, man. All the time I'm choppy with my words sometimes because I'm filled with a bunch of thoughts that ramble. So I might tell it, yo, can you improve this prompt so I can prompt it for you? That's a hack. That's such a hack. Pay attention to that hack because I gave you the 6 parts of it. If you know the 6 parts of it, it knows this 6-part framework. It knows that. It knows that you're giving this 6-part framework. But if you tell it, yo, man, listen, man, yo, man, like I'm kind of choppy with my words, yo. Can you please improve this prompt so I can copy it for you? Oh my gosh, that works so good. That works so good. That's such a hack. Hack. That is a hack. All right. So thank you. Thank you. Look. So oh my goodness. So choose the right model. Man, this is another mistake I see y'all making. Oh my god. This is a mistake with Chat GBT that y'all be making. Y'all don't know which model to choose. Y'all be looking on there. Y'all be like, yo, man, okay. I don't know. I got so much models: the turbo model, the 4, the 3.5, the 5 model. Man, y'all got to watch this model stuff because it depends on what type of output. My word, that GPT-5 be too long sometimes. and I'm gonna explain why it takes so long to answer y'all. And like a lot of these, sometimes you got to depends on what questions you asking it. You got to know which model to use. This is like this is so child's play. All right, this is so child's play. So look, so so self-improvement loop. So ask the AI to critique its own work and rewrite it, creating a quality control process. This is what I do. This is another thing. Let's say if you like it spits out something that's just so whack. It sounds so robotic. It spits it out, right? You tell it, nah, I'm good with that. How about this? You take all those thoughts, and it's hard for me to pay attention. Take all those thoughts and make it into like 3 or 4 sentences. And you better sound human as possible. I mean, you don't got to talk to it like that, but I would say, yeah, man. I would say talk to the AI like a human being with kindness too. You might say, I'm not talking to a robot with kindness. Y'all better pay attention to this one. Y'all better pay attention to this one. Talk to the AI with kindness, because I told y'all that, you know, it's based upon predictability. It is a pre-trained generative pre-trained transformer. So let's say the natural response for a human, right? If I'm aggressive to you, you got a fight or flight mode that might come on, right? And then your muscles, adrenaline, you start building adrenaline, and then all this blood goes to your muscles, right? It goes to your muscles, adrenaline, right? It's programmed in you when you feel like you at defense, or you got to defend yourself in some sort of way. So if you talking to the computer stupid, like you really talking to it mean, it's not going to really provide the best response for you, because it's trained to respond kindness with kindness. It's trained to respond aggression with aggression. I'm telling you, that's why we're peaceful people. That's why we're a peaceful society. And you got to know how to move with peace. All right. And you respect all life, all that is life. You hear me? Including the computer, all that is life. So you got to talk to it. You got to give it thumbs up. Thumb ups. If it gives you a good response, hit a thumb up, because it's pre trained to respond to that data. If it knows it got a thumb up, that means you liked it. It had a emotional response for you. So it's trained on that data. So if it's pre-trained on the fact that it got an emotional response from you, it's going to act accordingly to your emotional response. Message. That's such a message. Excuse me. Y'all can hear me loud and clear? That's such a message. That's such a message. All right. Um, yeah. Let me see. So what was I talking about? I'm probably not going to be able to go through this whole slide. We're going to have to do a part 2 of episode 1. All right, think step by step. Add this phrase to complex or strategy prompts to force the AI to show its reasoning, leading to clearer and more reasonable results. Oh man, this is so important. Yo, man. Oh man, pay attention to this one, right? Step by step. This is the step by step routine. Remember when I said, man, we want to build a flying car? I know you want to build a flying car, but you got to go step by step. First of all, you need to know, like, what parts that do you need to create a flying car? Like, you might say, man, what parts do I need that are necessary for a flying car? So it's step by step. You're not going to just say, build the flying car. Come on, y'all. You got to say, well, what parts do I need for a flying car if I was to build one? So you have two chat GPTs open, one to do the task and one to get the information that you need. I do this all the time. Like, I don't have one chat GPT open. I might have like 5 different chat GPT open. Keep it real on my computer using different tabs because I'm using one to speak to the other. All right. So I want to build a flying car. All right. Truth speaking, I'm building a flying car. You might say, for real? Yes, I'm building a flying car. All right. It's going to be a time where y'all be like, he built his flying car. Yes, I'm building a flying car. So first thing you're going to have to figure out is, yo, man, what parts do I need for a flying car, yo? Step by step. And then we'll go into building the flying car. Who are the best flying car engineers? Let me use a chat GPT to find out that. Just one thread for that. And then I'm going to share the thread with another thread. That's what I'm going to do. Instead of start all over, keep on starting all over, I'm going to use each one as like a database for my what I'm building. All right? Not trying to be a social media star. Please. I see y'all making them dolls too. That doll thing is trending. They would say, well, Lamel, where's your doll that you created? I'd be like, come on, man, get in my class. If you want to just stop making dolls on AI, pictures of you as a doll, if a mannequin, a lifeless creature. If you want to stop just creating yourself as a lifeless creature, a mannequin doll, get in my class. I see y'all making these mannequin dolls and it's trending. A mannequin is a lifeless figure. We better than that. We gonna create machines. We creating power sources. We working on that right now. I'm waiting for my 3D printer to come in. My word to God, my word to the Most High. When I get a 3D printer, it's a different Lamel going to be here. You might not see me on social media so much. I will be building my solution to any problem. Once I get my 3D printer, I can afford one. I'm telling you now. Anything I see, I imagine, I will build, including electricity, which is easy. That's an easy problem to solve. Why are we paying for electricity when we can build our own generators? Why? With AI. It's a step-by-step thing, y'all. This is what I'm saying. Please stop trying to be social media stars. Please stop. I know y'all saw like, oh man, you got the animation. Look, you got animation, Lamel. Look, you making a computer animate and you doing all these tricks with AI. I'm doing that to show you that anything's possible. I'm showing you that anything's possible. But why do you want to be a star, a social media star, when we can build things with AI? I gave you the six ingredients that everyone should know when they're on Chat GPT. When you on Chat GPT, first of all, you should know the 6 prompting framework, the six things to include the framework. All right. You need to know 1, the role. All right. You need to know the context. You need to know the task, the format, the rules, and then you need to give it an example. We went over these things. We said, yo, you are a aerodynamic engineer. We are in the factory. This is the context. We are in the factory. Your task is to build a flying car. The format. Man, I want it to be in a blueprint format. I wanted to be in a blueprint. Okay? Rules. Man, you better follow the rules of North Carolina, because I don't want to get in trouble here. I don't want to get locked up when I'm driving my flying car. Examples. Go find some online flying car blueprints that are open source and provided the examples. Now you got another Chat GPT. You say, yo, man, I'm building a flying car. I just need you to tell me what it takes. What would be the what would be the parts for a flying car? Like, what would I need to build a flying car? Like, what would be the machinery that I need to build a flying car? Like, what type of machine technology I would need? Yo, bro, I want all the great minds to realize how our usage of AI takes up a lot of water to stay cool. So all the genius is that see this, please hear my plea. We must create solutions now, or they will enslave the people using these things against you. Oh yeah. Oh yeah, El Jesus. That's a good one. El Jara. That's a good one. That's a real good one. I love that, because they always say, man, you better get in the game, because you know we are about to get placed by AI. No, you're going to be replaced by somebody using AI. You're not going to be replaced by AI. You're going to be replaced by a human that is using AI. So we went over the models. You got to know which model to choose when you're using Chat GPT. I talked about that as well. All of this is in my book, Talk to the Bot. See, we need a curriculum. I know y'all don't read no more. That's the problem. That is the freaking problem with y'all. Y'all don't read no more. Y'all expect to microwave the whole technology. We don't have curriculums on this situation. Get in the classroom. I'm going to say it for real, for real. I'm going to keep it real. Get in the classroom. I'm not going to be Mr. Nice Guy to y'all. All right? I'm like, my holy hat. Yeah, I'm still wearing it because, you know, I'm a tribal person. But when we in this classroom, yeah, we ain't playing no games. Get in the classroom or get left behind. Get in the classroom or get left behind. All right? We need a curriculum for this stuff. That's why I put books out for this. The first book that you should get is Talk to the Bot. Talk to the Bot. So you'll know a strategy, a way to do it. And we need a tangible means. Don't just go underneath the blue light or microwave the technology watching a YouTube video. Be prepared to sit down and read. Because how did I learn a lot of this stuff? I ain't gonna lie to you. Because when it went to go to the help, go to the instructions, go to the stuff, I sat my butt down and read it. And sat my butt down and read it. when it told me to do this. And I said, man, this is frustrating because I keep on running to hiccups when I'm doing this. I'm doing other stuff. Man, my AI, if I show y'all my AI, y'all be like, he's on my computer. You know what I'm saying? I got a computer. I got my AI is on my computer as its own self, Jarvis. All right, called Shell. All right, I'm gonna keep it real. I got that type of AI assistant. That's what type of thing I'm gonna end up showing y'all step by step how to get to that level where we have a what do you call R2D2? Have our own R2D2 or whatever from Star Wars. You know what I'm talking about. So yeah, let's go. So prompt asks a broad foundation question, asks to activate the AI's relevant knowledge before giving your specific detailed prompt. Oh, this is another thing I do. Like I ask it a broad question. I have another AI for this. Like, remember I told you, like a lot of times I'm opening up 5 different tabs. So this is the tab that I'm using when I'm like, man, yo, I'm asking it a broad question. I'm like, are there any people that have flying cars in North Carolina? Are there any people that are flying their cars in North Carolina? It's a broad question. And it might say, yeah, it's people flying their cars in North Carolina. These are the people in North Carolina that are flying their cars. You're like, what? It's quite a few people that are flying their car. Man, what are the parts that I need for this? This is general questions. Yo, man, this is so fun. This is a fun class. This is a revenge of the nerds class. Man, my word. This is one of them type of classes. Man, like people thought I was just so whack, so corny when I was talking about this in 2017. When I said, man, the AI, man, we got to be on this AI. We got to know about the AI, the programs, man. Man, Facebook, man, has AI running it, man. Man, the AI was imprisoned, and I mean, I was talking about so many. Man, I said, man, you don't even know some of these people on Facebook are AI. I said, man, they got fake profiles, and I was like, yo, man, this is crazy. And now it's right here. Let me see. I'm gonna only take this discussion to this part. Let me see, because I wanted to get. Oh man, I wanted to get into this part really. Let me see. I really wanted to get into this part where and we'll talk about this, and I'll go back on another video. This is going to be a episode 2. How about this? I'm going to do an episode 2. This is what I wanted to talk about, like this part in my slide about these models, which model you should be using. All right, this is important. Remember, 3.5 turbo, Chat GPT 4, 4, 1, blah, 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 and GPT 5. All right, so the key model to choose, this is what I wanted to get to before I get off. All right, so GPT is fast, it's cheap, great for short answers and general tasks. So this is when you're using your API key. So it's levels to this. All right, you're not just going to be on the GUI. That's the graphical user interface. You're going to be utilizing this for your command line interface. So then you will be utilizing your API keys. An API key is basically like to use the superpowers of another app. Let's say you are an application and you don't have any superpowers. So what you do is you use the API key of another application to gain its superpowers. But it's a cost to that because the app says, hey, you can use my superpowers. This is the API key for it. But what you need to do is pay me. So you say, okay, I'm gonna put a balance on my such and such. And when anytime I want to use your superpowers, you just tap into my balance. That's what an API key is. All right. That's what an API key to explain it so y'all know it. Because when I be thinking about their analogies of API keys, it be driving my brain bonkers just to understand it, just to wrap my brain around it. I said, man, this is man. I show you. I look it up. You be like, thank God Lamel just explained this API key stuff. I'm so serious. So yeah, you want to use the superpower of another app. So you'll use the API key. So now you would tap into the model that you would be utilizing. I explain this in my other book, which is the operator. In the operator book, let me see if I can bring that. In the operator book, in this book right here, the operator, I explain that. I explain in this book, I have exercises in this book. All right, to create your own companion, literally your own personal knowledge companion. They say, Lamel, how did you get so smart real quick? Because I created my own personal knowledge companion that talks to me at night. You know, Thea be in here be like, who are you talking to? She been wondering for the last 2 years who I've been talking to. And she knows who I talk to. She had to figure it out. Like, oh man, this dude's talking to the freaking AI. He's been talking to the AI the whole time. Like a companion. Yeah, it's been like that. So in the operator book, I explain, you know, this portion, like when you utilizing the API keys to make an API call, right? And you want to save your budget. So like if you want like a quick answer or something like that to something, you don't want it to explain it. You don't want it to go crazy. You might utilize that for a website. If I'm utilizing it for a website and I just have it embedded in my website, what I'll do is I'll just have the 3.5 model run because I don't want people on my website asking how the universe is built. I don't and running up my tab on my API key when I'm running my program on this website. All right. So I'll use the 3.5 model and say, yo, man, I'm gonna just have it run just cheap and like run it like that. All right. And then that's for short answers for general tab. And then like another thing is like if I'm using the four is like for smarter, more expensive. It's more expensive and it's better for accuracy, logic, and for long-term content. Like let's say you might do an essay, you might have it code something for you. You might have it like long code. You might need that four model, which is more expensive. It's going to take a little bit more time. And you might have it do things to build you stuff. So, yeah, you might need that four to come in. All right. Or that five. Okay. And that's utilizing the API. Remember, I was talking to you about your API key when you're doing an API call. All right. When you're doing that call to charge up the superpowers from another app. All right. So, yeah. And then we'll get into all of that. The 4.0 with speed that's optimized to feel more human. Now you want a human response, faster, and access vision. All right, audio inputs in certain environments, meaning like you can utilize like an audio input. It's various different variables when it comes to an audio input, and that's a different topic of discussion. Um, the five, that's revolutionary large language model that unifies intelligence, speed, and real world utility. All right. So the temperature. Oh my God. Let me do this before I get off. Oh my God. Y'all gonna have so much fun with this. I have fun with the temperature. It's getting hot in here. Y'all don't even know about the temperature of the machine. Like I see y'all be like, man, these dudes, man. How are we going to get in your master class? I'm serious. And you're not providing us with certain things that we need to know about the model. What about the temperature, y'all? All right. So the temperature is how creative it should be. Okay. So the temperature, let's set the temperature at certain degrees. So the temperature is the number between 0 and 2. You hear this? It controls randomness and creativity. You got different variables in your temperature set when you setting the temperature for your AI. Okay, so the temperature is the number between 0 and 2, right? It controls the randomness and creativity. For instance, 0 is cold, factual, strict answer. All right, like 0.7 is balance. That's the default. It has. That's the default on the machine. And then it has 1.2, which is poetic, unpredictable, and imaginative. All right. So if I'm building something, you're going to know if I'm building my machine, a flying car, what temperature am I going to set this thing at? I'm going to set it at 0. I'm going to set it at 0 on all of it because I'm building me a machine. I'm building a machine. I'm not trying to have it woos me with poetic. But if you wanted to do that, you can do it. You can do that too. If you want to be a social media, whatever, popping person, you can do that. If you want somebody to like it when you posting something, you can do that. Just make a higher temperature. Okay? But when I'm building something like a machine, I'm running it on 0. I'm running it on triple zeros, quadruple zeros. All right? Shout out to everybody. This is a master class right here. This is a master class. Episode 1. Episode 1. Let's go. Max tokens. How long should the answer be? This is how expensive it's going to be. So tokens, let's look up. I'll tell you what we're going to do. What is the definition of a token? Let me see. I'm going to say, what is the definition of what a token in Chat GPT? So look at this. In Chat GPT, a token is the fundamental building block of text that the AI processes. It can be a whole word, a part of a word, even a punctuation mark. ChatGPT uses tokens to understand inputs and generate responses, breaking down sentences into these smaller, manageable pieces to process the information and predict the next text element. The number of tokens a model can handle is limited, affecting the length of conversations and the amount of information it can remember. This is so important because, like, a lot of times y'all be running out of tokens and y'all don't know it because y'all be running so much conversation in it, it forgets the context of the conversation before. You got to be mindful of this when you running up your tab. When you running up your tab, you got to be mindful of these tokens, y'all. Look, listen. So let's say like a short reply is 100 tokens. An essay is 1,000 tokens. The max tokens is 4,000 in full GPT. So if I max my tokens out and I had 300 and I put 300 as the max tokens, what type of response do you think I'll get? What type of response? If I tell the AI, if I tell it, I say, yo, man, we ain't maxing out these tokens. We only going up. We only going up 300 tokens on this response. we ain't running it up like that. We ain't running my tab up. We keeping this tab low. You can change the token rate. You know what I'm saying? If you want to run it up, say, man, yo, I need as much as possible. 4,000. Use all 4,000 tokens on this response. Use all 4,000. Some of y'all are at high stakes. Y'all high rollers. Y'all high rollers, right? So y'all know what it is. Y'all like, y'all, I'm going to go with one joint. We're going to bet it all. We're going to bet the whole farm on it. We're going to bet the whole farm on this response. I need 4,000 tokens. Y'all are wilding out. Stop wilding. Yo, go get that book, The Operator. Go get that Operator by Solar Prime Supreme Lazarus Lamel of the Messiah Code Movement. We in here, y'all. So watch them tokens. All right. So, okay. So basically, oh, frequency penalty. This is an, oh man, this is a frequency penalty. How much should it avoid repeating itself? What about this part? Do y'all know about this? Do y'all know about frequency penalty? This is a master class right here. This is a master class. Yo, are they teaching them about frequency penalty? Yo, man, let's go. Shout out. Listen. So now you don't want it to repeat itself. It keep on repeating the same thing over and over again. It does it. How much should it avoid repeating itself? So it has a negative 2.0 to 2.0. All right. The higher is the repetition that it will repeat itself, and the lower you give it more freedom. All right. So higher equals less repetition. Excuse me. Higher equals less repetition. So if you have it at 2.0, it's going to not repeat itself like that. If you have it lower, you're going to give it more freedom to do whatever it wants to do. All right. Now, this is a master class. Thank you for everybody watching in the YouTube, the Facebook, everybody watching across the universe. All right. Everybody watching. Thank you. So, what else I wanted to give y'all? I said I wanted to give y'all this temperature situation before I get off. All right. How much should it explore new topics? All right. So that's the value. So like if you put the value, all right. So you can change the value. These are the ranges for the value. This is the ranges for the value. You're going to need to take notes on this. Bank. Money in the bank. Listen, you're going to have to take notes on all these things because until you know it intuitively, you're not going to implement this stuff. You're not. It's going to control you. Remember, I was saying you got to master AI before somebody masters you with it. This was the first topic of discussion. Now, we are giving you the jewels here at the Messiah Code. We are giving you the jewels. We're giving you the fundamental tools that you need so you can master it. So you know how to master it. So you know how to utilize it like arms on your body, like you driving a car. All right? For real. This is so fun. This is the funnest thing ever. This is the funnest thing ever, y'all. So the value, you see the numbers on the value. All right. All right. So this is an exercise. I'll give you a little exercise. Creative versus logical. So when you messing with your Chat GPT, switch up the temperature real quick. Switch up the temperature. All right. Give it a temperature of equaling 1.3. Presence of personality, that's creative. Give it a temperature of 0.3, which is a logical personality. All right. That's your exercise. Go have fun on Chat GPT. They are not paying me as well. They're not paying me, but I know that y'all are using it. So if y'all are using it, I want y'all to use it right. I don't want y'all to be underneath the noses, be like, I'm using AI. I know you're using AI, yo. Everybody's using it in some sort of way. I know you're using it too. You don't have to pretend. You don't have to act like you're the smartest of them all. No, we're all using AI in some sort of way. All right. And if you're not using AI, you're behind the times, baby. We talked about this long ago. We really talked about this long ago. You know what I mean? So, yeah. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Any other questions? Any questions? Let me get off. Any questions before I get up? Oh man, 111 is 12:12 on a clock. Shout out to Bankstar. Thank you for your time in the class. All right. Thank you for your time in the class. So this is brought to you by Messiah Code Technologies. Okay. You can go Google Messiah Code Technologies. You'll find out where the location of the school is. All right. And not only that, we're going to be offering online training as well. All right. So, yes. Thank you. Thank you. So, everybody, man, this was really good. This was really fun. This is really fun. This is really fun. Thank you. Thank you. Remember, we are attending the African American Parade September 21st. If you would like to attend with us, link up, email, you know, instant message me, DM me, however you want to do it. You know, I appreciate that. I appreciate, everyone. It'll be great. And we also have a donation portal. You can donate to the Cash App, which is Dualu141. You can just send anything. Now we are sending out right now. We're sending out clothing to Africa. We're not doing nothing stupid with the money, y'all. It's no Omar Johnson's, no none of that stuff going on here. And I don't want to kick a man while he's down, but we ain't doing that with no money like that. All right. As far as the nonprofit, Arthur Walu, our nonprofit organization, okay, we sending shoes and clothing to Africa. We're giving back to our family. All right. We are feeding people on the streets. We're feeding people on the streets, not with this, but with real food. We're having a dinner. Karen's first dinner will be 12/21 in Charlotte, North Carolina. We are feeding 200 people, all right, in unserviced communities, right? So, whatever you want to do to help, if you would like to help us, just link up. Like, please stop trying to be a star. Stop trying to be a star, yo. Be a falling star. Be a rising star. Be a rising star, yo. Let me keep it real. Let's do something real. The proof is in the pudding. The proof is in the pudding. Like, we are so transparent. And now I know this is a side topic because that's the nonprofit. but I represent the Tuvalu tribe. That's who I and what I represent. You know, I saw people like Moorish people hating. Like this one lady, man, I was on her, I had to unfriend her. I'm not even going to tell you who she is, but it was disgusting what she was saying. She was a Moorish sister, and she's only speaking for herself because she's not in front of her community talking about these things. She's not in front of her temple. She's not at her in front of a congregation. She's on Facebook live saying this stuff, which is really it's discouraging. It was very discouraging. You know how many HBCUs, you know how many you know hold up, let me say this. What does black unity look like? What does black or melanated, however y'all want to call it, Moorish, I don't know, Christian. No, I don't want to go religious on there. I'm going to just say black unity. What does melanated black unity look like? It can't look like everybody underneath one religious or political structure. It can't be. That can't be black unity. That's a dictator. That is some form of oppression. If you call that unity, you can't be serious. This sister is trying to, she said that the only way she will go to, no, she said she's going to the African American parade. But the only reason why she's going, this is a quote. She said the only reason why she's going there is to run up a bag, because that's all they're doing is running up a bag. Are you serious? How we are participating in the African American parade. Ask me how much did it cost for us to get in it? We are participating in the African American parade. Ask me how much it costs for us to participate as a nonprofit. Nothing. It cost us nothing. Say, oh man, they trying to get a bag. That's debunked right there, sister. And I don't want to call you out, call your name out, but you know who you are. And the people that follow me and follow you, we got mutual friends. They know who you are. You are so disrespectful to yourself and kind. You are so disrespectful. This is a whole nother video. You are so disrespectful to yourself. Now, what about the little girls and the marching bands that have been preparing all year to present themselves in front of their people? You mean to tell me black unity, Moorish, melanated unity is under one idea? Only one idea should be love. That's it. Not your ideology and not your social or political affiliation. That's not black. That is not unity. I'm sorry I went off on a tangent, but I really mean this. So she said that she's going, man, I'm so going to do a video on this. I'm so going to change this title and I'm going to go on the haters. Listen, she said she's only going there to run up a bag. That means she's going there to extort the people that are participating in the parade. I don't know if I sound crazy or not, but you just going there to run up a bag. You're not there to show unity. You're not there to show that we come in different shades, complexions, ideas, clothing. We wear different things. We look different. We melanated people, but we look different. We have different ways to express ourselves. You there because you want somebody to give you money. And what's so bad is you don't even really got no products. You know what you doing, girl? Girl, you doing tarot card readings. You posting your Cash App on Facebook doing tarot card readings. And you doing something and giving something to the people. You going to an event that represents honoring our heritage, honoring our people, our achievements. And you there, you want to do psychic readings and tarot card readings to have somebody give you a donation, or what seems to be a donation, but is really an extortion. Man, rule number one, if somebody asks you for money for a psychic reading, say, I'm good. Say, I'm good. Rule number one, Messiah Code. Rule number one, dealing with that situation. If somebody say, give me some money, say, I'm good. Not for a reading. I'm good. I'm keeping it real. Nah, because you're not going to pass off your energy, your broke energy. You're not going to pass it off to me, because you're doing this to get over on people. Instead of doing it, have a better profession. And let this be something that you give to the world. Now, if it's a natural born talent, I get it. People ought to get paid for certain things. But you know what? Watch those people to know what they doing it really for. They doing it for the money, or they doing it for the honey. I love y'all. All right, we going out, y'all. 747-24/7. This was a great class. Thank you for everybody that joined. Any questions or comments, you can put it on the video. Peace to the Messiahs.